Have you ever had a good friend in graffiti who just randomly put your name up out of nowhere on a wall and send you a flick of it? That's what happened back in 2013 with Sheva. He randomly went ahead and sent me this photograph of a piece he did in my name. And ever since then, I've wanted to repay the favor. And that's what we're making good on in today's video. I got a link to him in the description down below if you want to go ahead and check him out. He's probably one of my oldest friends here on YouTube along with Sheva, and he's an absolutely gem of a dude. But before we get started on today's wall, I gotta gear up. I gotta get the supplies that are absolutely pivotal to the wall, like sprees. In the comments down below, along with whatever names you want me to do for a name exchange, let me know what's your favorite wall snack. I know whenever I would go to DL spots with friends or legal walls, whatever the case was, there was always that one snack dude. That one dude who you sent to the convenience store and they'd come back with everybody's snacks that they wanted for the wall. Now, I always liked Doritos. I like Pringles as well. Sour cream and onion Pringles. Delicious. But to get back to the topic at hand, I want to do more straight letters on walls for you guys. And soon I'm going to be rocking some one-letter pieces here, just for the sake of having some fun with letters. But I also want you guys to let me know some of your names in the comments down below, because I might pull some of them for name exchanges. One of these days, I'm going to do a scalp reveal on OnlyFans. We're doing the same effect that we did in the Secret Writers wall, but now I went ahead and bought a lot of grayscale paint, so we could properly shade the paper when I go ahead and fold it over the letters. And that's exactly what that area right over there is, along with this area over here, and a couple of other spots as well. But we're also taking this a step further. We're bending the actual outline as well as the paper crinkles. Now, I'm not sure how effectively I'm going to be able to pull this off. I probably should have bought some more fill-in colors in order to actually be able to, make this happen, but we're going to try our best with what we got. And that's really the goal of today's video. I want to really try and stress test different techniques and different illusions. That's something that I've always been fascinated with that when it came to graffiti. And more recently, as you know, if you follow the artwork, I've been obsessed with subsurface scouting, which one day, once I buy enough spray paint, we're definitely doing that on a wall. But for right now, the next step is going to be painting in the actual sticker, which is why I left a little bit of a gap between the shadow and the actual letters themselves. That way I can paint the sticker in, and we're going to be using actual wall paint for this because, well, I'm trying to save a buck on actual spray paint. Now, you know what's one bad habit of mine when it comes to doing graffiti on walls? Is I have a horrible tendency to not plan anything. I didn't even know what colors I had, so I kind of just came out here and was like, hey, what do I have a lot of? That's what we're going to be using today. But we're going to be doing a blue fill-in with a green 3D, or vice versa, whichever one kind of feels right at the time, or whichever one I have most in order to shade with, because the 3D will have very loose, very simplified shading, which that part I'm definitely looking forward to. At this point during the piece, things are going pretty smoothly as far as the shading is concerned. We have these little tiny white lines cutting into the letter right here that you might be able to see. And I'm using that in order to tell me where I want the sticker to kind of like crinkle up, and that's gonna kind of let me know where I need to shade and how I need to shade as well. But the shading still needs a lot of work. You see, I'm not gonna go ahead and shade it and then outline. The shading is actually gonna be completed once I'm done outlining. Because remember, we're trying to give the illusion that this is a sticker, which means that the actual piece itself is drawn onto a piece of paper, and therefore the shading that's applied to it needs to be applied to the ink that makes the outline up. So the way I'm going to kind of work this process is we're going to shade the 3D, we're going to do the fill-in, we're going to shade the fill-in as well with little crinks and bits in there, and then we're going to go ahead and outline it and then reshade everything, seeing as the outline needs to get shaded as well. I was also tempted in order to go ahead and outline the little 3D line work that goes, actually through the 3D, but I'm not sure if I'm going to outline it. I kind of like the way it looks just having the shading make that up and then having the interior detail slice right there. So I haven't quite made my mind up on that one. I guess I'll decide during the middle of the piece and see where it kind of takes us. Also, this is something I want to start doing in these videos, but I want to keep you guys up to date as to what caps I'm using on what cans. So up to this point, I've just been using the gold cap that comes on Montana Golds. I've been using this on the Montana Gold cans as well as the Flame Blue. And that's pretty much what I've been using up until this point, but for the more misty, softer edge shading, I've been using this nice little gray dot. Now, I'm not sure what the formal name of it is, but this has been working wonders, and I've been using this on the Montana Golds so far. I haven't really tried it on much else. Though I don't like this thing for getting a solid line because it's way too misty for me, it is giving me beautiful shading with nice soft edges, which is going to be pivotal in going ahead and blending things out. But when it came to shading the actual sticker itself, we're really trying to give it that crinkled aesthetic. So there's going to be some very sudden shifts randomly throughout the actual bended parts. And to illustrate that, we want nice hard edges in certain areas and soft edges in other areas. A nice blend of hard and soft edges gives you a more natural look. We're still going to be doing some more work as far as this is concerned once we get the transparents into the mix. Like, we're going to be using transparent black in order to really kind of pop things out, and some some transparent white in order to separate even more. And at the moment, really all we got left is to do some occlusion shadows as well as some cast shadows. So occlusion shadows, for anybody who isn't familiar, I actually wrote this in my book, but that would be when light gets trapped in between a surface. You can see there's a little bit of a split right here, and as a result, light goes in there, bounces around, and it can't find an exit, so it kind of just gets trapped in there. You can see this actually in the corners of your room, or when the actual rooftop meets the wall itself. You'll still see a little bit of a shadow, despite the fact that there may be light in that general area. And that's pretty much all we're doing left in the piece. We have just a little bit more to do right around that area, and then we have to go ahead and cut back. So far, I've really been enjoying doing this more so like sticker paper crinkled up effect. I've really enjoyed that. I like kind of adding a twist to my graffiti, whether it be from two-point perspective, subsurface scattering, or now this. I think this one so far is the most convenient for walls specifically, just because of the simple fact that it takes up so little paint. And I think as I get a wider range of spray paint and values in different colors, I'm probably going to try and outline less and less, just so I can kind of add more and more values. Before that, we need more paint, we need more values, but that'll be until next time. Now before we check out today's piece, remember guys, let me know your names in the comments down below for name exchanges. But here's the final piece. But dudes, that's pretty much it for today's video. I gotta thank you guys for watching. If you want to learn more about graffiti, feel free to check out the best how to do graffiti playlist right up here. We even have some books that we published in the description down below, but if you want some more graffiti content, you can check out this playlist on the bottom. So feel free to go ahead and check any of those out, and I'll catch you guys back here next week. Thanks for watching.